I wish you a happy Ramadan. May God give us all peace and security. May everything return to normal. Here at the market, thank God, we can find everything we need. But the prices are really high.
Since the fall of Muammar Gaddafi in 2011, Libya has descended into chaos. Two rival governments and the militias loyal to them are fighting for power, territory, and control over oil production. Tribes lay down the law, and jihadists are gaining ground. Here in Tripoli, the capital, government is the hands of a movement called Foggia Libya, or the Dawn of Libya. Every Friday, supporters gather in Martyr Square in the heart of the city. Foggia Libya is made up of various revolutionary militias that appeared during the fall of Gaddafi. Last year, the group took power by force. The violent takeover sent the country spiraling into civil war. The internationally recognized government fled the capital for Tobruk, 1,000 kilometers to the east. Foggia Libya remains unrecognized. Some of its members are accused of sympathizing with the Muslim Brotherhood, but its supporters claim to be authentic anti-Gaddafi revolutionaries.
We, the forces of Foggia Libya, we're not here to make war, to do bad things, put in place a dictatorship where terrorism reigns. On the contrary, we rose up to fight terrorism in favor of peace and security. We demand governments around the world to recognize a Foggia Libya government.
The authorities in Tripoli seek recognition and respectability. Foggia Libya spokesperson Jamal Zubia is urging France to engage with them.
All the Libyans, they remember Sarkozy helped Libya and helped the Libyans a lot to get rid of Gaddafi. And we still believe that France can do a lot in Libya now peacefully. They can support the real government on the ground.
Militias loyal to Foggia Libya control the street. 24-year-old Mohad is in charge of Martyr Square.
This is where Gaddafi committed massacres during the first week of the revolution in February 2011. He shot at demonstrators. This square is really symbolic for Tripoli, for all of Libya.
Last year, Mohad fought against the official government. Today, he's paid by Foggia Libya's Interior Ministry. He says the capital is under control. This militia in Tripoli acts as a drug enforcement team.
This is a drug shipment they've just confiscated. They're inspectors from the Drug Enforcement Office. It's a huge amount.
According to investigators, this hashish belongs to a Moroccan drug dealer who uses Libya as a trafficking hub.
Maybe 120,000 dirhams.
Most of these young people are civilians who acquired their weapons from Gaddafi's stockpile during the revolution.
Every time a citizen passes a checkpoint, they feel reassured. People smile. They think it's normal to be searched.
The backbone of the Foggia Libya militia is formed by the powerful Misrata brigades. Misrata is Libya's third biggest city, and its heavily armed fighters are ubiquitous in the west of the country. This brigade controls the road from Tripoli to Tunisia.
The Ukrainian ambassador to Libya was kidnapped on this road. Here on this coastal drive, there was a lot of theft, hold-ups, kidnappings. So one of our priorities has been to secure the road along the coast.
Some Misrata brigades are inspired by Islamist teachings. Not this one, says Mohamed. An engineer by training, he began fighting in the war against Gaddafi. Today, his fellow fighters from Misrata are at war against the Libyan branch of the Islamic State group.
Ours is the group that's fighting the Islamic State group in the region of Sirte, with the same revolutionaries that fought in 2011. I can assure you we don't belong to any religious current. Our religion's the Quran, and we know it by heart. No one can teach us our religion.
Foggia, Libya is at war with the IS group and wants the world to know. The government shows us inside a secret prison. We're told these young prisoners are IS group terrorists caught in the field.
Clean it up.
Meetings take place under high surveillance. We're only allowed to speak to 2 prisoners who we're told have repented. This 23-year-old Libyan sounds like he's reciting a statement.
The Prophet never burnt anyone to death. His words are clear: only God can punish by fire. They use religion and degrade the image of Islam.
The second prisoner says he's Tunisian. According to Foggia, Libya, numerous Tunisians come to Libya to take part in jihad. They claim he had become close to local Libyan Islamic State group leaders. An investigator watches over the entire interview.
Did anyone force you to give this interview? No, not at all. Say what you have to say, but don't give any names or any places. No dates, no names, so no one recognizes you.
The young man says he was drawn to the IS group's extremist methods in Tunisia. He says France and Tunisia are major targets for the terrorist group.
They trained us to use all kinds of weapons, from AK-47s to rocket launchers. We were trained in assault operations. Our goal was to attack targets in Benghazi, in Tunisia, and Libya. The reason they gave us was that these people collaborated with the French. We knew a female French journalist had insulted the Prophet. So I responded to the call of jihad, and they offered to take me in. We even intended to attack lawyers abroad, in France. I told you not to give any details. Yes, got it. Okay.
This detention center is for illegal migrants. It's also managed by Foggia, Libya. Some are fleeing poverty, others civil war or dictatorship. They've spent weeks, even months in the desert, mistreated by traffickers. They were arrested by police in Tripoli. Most were hoping to board a boat to Europe.
I'm in Somalia, so I ran away about Al-Shabaab. Al-Shabaab, they are killing about our family, our wife, our sisters, our brothers. So that's why we ran away about Al-Shabaab. That's why we are coming here to go in Italy and another place to better in Somalia.
In Eritrea, life is so hard because of the leadership, the dictator leadership. You can't walk, you can't do anything to feed your family, to help your family. That's why you are left our country.
Thousands of illegal migrants are held in Foggia, Libya's prisons. The self-styled government is urging the international community to help. Left alone, it can do nothing.
It's a huge problem. We have to feed all these people, give them housing. Europe makes us entirely responsible. Same goes for our neighboring countries. They don't do anything to help us. Niger, for example, should keep an eye on its borders and stop the migrant influx.
Several prisoners denounce the conditions as extreme and say they're mistreated.
Honestly, we've been here for 2 months and we're tired. We don't eat, they beat us every day like slaves. Last night, they broke someone's foot. Another guy got his arm broken.
Every night they come in. They beat us, break our hands, break our legs.
Terrorism, immigration. The United Nations is pushing for the two rival governments to join forces, arguing that only a united country can meet these challenges. In Tripoli's parliament, a commission is studying a possible agreement. Negotiations are taking place in Morocco.
We're in the process of studying a UN proposal. We haven't taken a decision yet. It's just talks. Congress will have to make the final decision.
The question is, do you think there will be an agreement soon?
Maybe, if God wills it.
Despite the partisan feuding, Libya is first and foremost a tribal country. Some militia leaders say peace is possible, but it must start at the local level. Mohamed, the engineer turned fighter, is wary of politicians. His brigade doesn't just defend the coastal road, it also mediates between the Zawiya and Warshafana, two rival tribes.
There have been a lot of tribal problems on this road. The Washafanas got arrested by the Zawiya when they left for Tunisia. And if you were Zawiya and you went to Tripoli, you get arrested by the Washafanas.
His brigade convinced the two tribes to agree to a truce.
All we want is to rebuild Libya. We never thought one day we'd be sitting down with the Washafanas, but we met them and we realized they wanted the same thing as us, a Libya at peace. So we shook hands and made an agreement.
The Warshafana tribe counts hundreds of thousands of members, most of them south and west of Tripoli. Here, like elsewhere in Libya, real power is local power. Militia leaders and the municipal council. Warshafanas have a reputation for being loyal to Gaddafi. They're bitter about the French intervention in Libya.
Libyans really hate Sarkozy's French government. He's the one that led the airstrikes and who destroyed Libya's infrastructure and army. He's the one who's responsible for the current situation.
In the war between the two governments, the Warshafanas have pledged support to the official government and against the tribes loyal to Foggia, Libya.
Everybody left. Only fighters remained. They burned cars. They destroyed our houses. It's only now that some people are starting to return. Only in the last 2 months.
Thanks to the truce, the hostilities have ended, but hearts remain hard. This man lost everything when armed men destroyed his farm.
I'd love to pardon them, but I worked 20 years to build this house. Who is going to pay for it?
Every faction committed atrocities. Today in western Libya, several ceasefires are underway, but they remain fragile.
We'd be open to a reconciliation, but for now we're just talking about a truce.
Libya is a powder keg. 24 million weapons stand ready to make their voices heard. On this Holy Friday on Martyrs Square, after the political speeches, Foggia, Libya supporters break their Ramadan fast together before the evening call to prayer. Like the country itself, the movement is split. Some dream of a modern democracy, others of a country ruled by Sharia law. But everyone is praying for peace.
Our reporter